Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Snake Pass. This is the latest title from Sumo Digital, who you might know as the people who actually made the ports for Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Which is pretty neat. It's neat to see them reach out a bit and do their own unique thing. So, let's go and have a look at what they've done. I've apparently completed like 2/5 of the game already. This is after about an hour and a half, 2 hours of gameplay. Maybe a little bit more than 2. I haven't been able to keep exact track, but I mean, my battery went down to about 1/3 from full charge while I was playing this, so 2 hours doesn't sound like an overly incorrect estimate. Not much to see everywhere here. It's worth noting that the easy controls actually make it relatively hard in order to do climbing and stuff properly, so I'd recommend you stick with the default controls unless you absolutely can't handle having your finger on the ZR button the entire time. And you've got audio options and brightness, but there's not too much to worry about there, so we'll just hit continue and we'll go to a level that I've beaten already, just so I know I can actually demonstrate the gameplay properly. But I've gone all the way up to stage 10. We'll come back and we'll play stage 8, though, so that we can demonstrate how this game works. Hopefully. Maybe. Please don't suck, me. I might have been more correct calling this game Snack Pass, because this is Snack. This is Snack. Oh, he's an afraid little snack. Oh, he's a happy little snack. Oh, he's an angry little snack. Don't you let that bird give you no shit. And now he's a worried little snack, but it's alright. We'll just make him happy again. You can do that with a D-pad. It's lovely. It's for little things like that where you don't really need to... where you've got the buttons and you don't have to use them for anything, like the D-pad, for example. To add little things like that is nice. It's the same reason I liked it so much in A Boy and His Blob, because it just made the whole thing that much cuter. But anyway, here we are in Snake Pass. I am the snake, if that wasn't entirely obvious immediately right off the bat. The snake has the ability to move forward, raise his head with the A button, and grip using the left shoulder button. Or left shoulder trigger, or whatever the bloody hell you want to call it. You use this combination of 3 buttons to immediately fall off the ledge and die. Come on, little snack, you can do it. Alright, he's okay. He's okay. He's just a poor little snack. We can deal with it. Using this combination of the 3 buttons, you climb all over these structures to find all sorts of different collectibles in the levels. There are 3 different kinds of collectibles. We just got one, the bubbles, and they are easy to collect collectibles. That was a gate piece. You need 3 gate pieces at the end of every level in order to actually progress. And down there you can see, shining in gold, is a coin. Coins are way harder to get than the typical bubbles. Like, bubbles are usually really easy to find. Like, for example, if I can actually come into the water here, and if I hit X, I'll dive down. Bubbles, way easier to get. And there's a hole here. Let's see what's through the hole, shall we? I think I might have to rise up here. Coin! Found a coin. Alright. So, the game's physics engine is a bit ridiculous because of the way that the snake moves. Generally, the game tells you on the loading screen to think like a snake, and this isn't entirely inaccurate because there are things you can do that are snake-like that can help you out in the long run. Like, for example, trying not to fall off a ledge. That generally isn't a good idea. I'm going to try and get that coin again just to demonstrate how much of a pain in the ass these coins can be sometimes, but the general idea is that you want to think like a snake. For example, you can actually wave your way back and forward while you're slithering forward, and it actually gives you a little bit of a speed boost, as you can see. And just doing little stuff like that, like curling around an object in order to climb it more effectively, and just doing stuff like that, basically. Just They say think like a snake and you have to think like a snake. You can see that I have trouble with this sort of puzzle, so... It's not even really a puzzle, it's just a test. It's not even a puzzle, but... Oh well, right? Hang on. Let's curl around like this and hold grip. And we're going to immediately fall off because the front of you needs to be on the actual thing. Bollocks. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. It's just... Hang on. Curl around. Hold the grip. I got it. I almost got it. Raise the head. Yes. Made it. Alright. So as you can see, just curling around the little thing there lets you rise up. And we're going to try and get that. Pretty easy to get. There are 20 of those on every level. There's 5... Well, there's not 5 coins on every level. The first level has 3 coins, but most levels afterwards have 5 coins. What's up here? Oh, it's just a bubble. Yep. And you can see the talisman piece that we have to get's right there. Thankfully, they all shoot off those little beams of light there, so it's pretty easy to see. Whoops. It's pretty easy to see where they are on the level, so you can just look off into the distance and be like, oh, I need to head in that direction. Which is nice. Unfortunately, I didn't hit the check... Well, is there a checkpoint there? Checkpoints are kind of annoying in this game, and allow me to explain why. Checkpoints work in that they're those little not even hexagonal things, those little stone things on the ground that light up when you slither over them. And you can't get checkpoints any other way. So, if you successfully manage to get, say, one of these talisman pieces... Then manage to land on solid ground, but don't get to a checkpoint and lose your, But you don't manage to get to a checkpoint and you end up losing your, you end up just like falling to the ground or whatever, you lose your talisman. And when you have to go back to the checkpoint, you just fail that, and you have to go again. And it can be really annoying at times, because it reminds me of Rayman Legends. You remember Rayman Legends, or just Rayman Origins in general, actually? Where, you remember how in those games where if you landed on solid ground for long enough after collecting one of those 20 lum coins, if you're on solid ground for long enough, it'll count as you having collected it? Well, this game doesn't do that, and it's quite annoying, and I think I just found another one of those coins. Tricky place to hide it, I gotta say. Now look at that. That's a clever idea. There we go. And back out while we still can. Got stuck, but it's alright. It's alright. He's perfectly happy. There's not much that can kill him in this game. There are beds of spikes that you can fall on, and they introduce lava pits in the third area of the game. Shit. They introduce lava pits in the third area of the game, but there's not that much that can outright kill you except falling off ledges. So it's not too bad. At least not in the first couple of levels, which is what you'll need to learn some of the controls, because the controls can be fairly precise in how certain stuff will let you, how to let you do certain stuff. I apologize. It's not finicky. The controls do work really well. It's just, it takes a really long time to get used to them because it's such a novel idea. Just slithering around as a snake, trying to get on all these bamboo poles and stuff like that. It's really a weird idea. Really strange, and it just takes a while. Like, for example, climbing up poles like this one. It's a perfect place to demonstrate, actually. You can climb up like this, but as you can see, if you come off the pole, you'll have some problems getting up there. I mean, there is another way up onto this pole. This isn't the way you're meant to do it, but there are some puzzles that require you to climb up a pole like this. The game does have a recommendation that if you have trouble climbing something, use the grip button. If you use the grip button by holding ZL, it will grip you tighter to whatever it is you're trying to go up, which is a nice thing, except it's just kind of hard to get used to, because as you can see, sometimes it just feels like reversing direction on you for no discernible reason. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Down we go. There is a story about, well, I mean, the story is basically non-existent. It's just, these little talismans are getting stolen, you have to collect them and find your way back. That's it. That's basically it. And this isn't open because I need to go find the ball, but thankfully the ball is under the water here. There it is. I don't know why it's over there. It was over on the left last time. Why it's here, I'm not entirely sure. But oh well. Come on, you silly ball. Pushing a ball as a snake, it gives you something else to think about, because if the tail curls back around, you'll end up pushing the ball in an entirely different direction, and it can get kind of weird. Oh, really? Really? Oh, come on, you're going back in there. There we go. There we go. The game's performance on the Switch at the very least, I haven't played the PS4 versions, I bought this for myself, because I did ask them for press code, and they were like, we're sorry, we ran out of codes a few days ago, but yeah, I really shouldn't have asked so late, that was entirely my fault. But, yeah, I bought it. The performance is fine, for the most part, even in handheld mode. I played a level or two in, docked mode here. Have I got all the pieces? I've got all the pieces, alright. I played a level or two in docked mode, and I played the majority in handheld mode, and it was fine for the most part. The Joy-Cons work perfectly fine as a control method for this game. Wait, is the gate over there? Yeah, there's the gate. Alright, I'll just go get in the gate. Come on, up we go. Come on, there we go. The performance is fine for the most part. Some levels are pretty heavy on the frame rate, but at the same time, it doesn't really seem to affect the responsiveness of the controls that much, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. The game itself, as you can see, is rather lovely. Like, Noodle, which is the name of the snake. Yes, his name is Noodle, which is kind of great. Ooh, cutscene. There's no voice acting or anything though, so I can keep talking. The game is adorable though, especially with Noodle. He's the best looking thing about it. But there's a bunch of effects like this and stuff like that. It all seems to work fine, and it maintains control fluidity even when the frame rate's down, which is fine by me. As long as you can keep your frame rate fluid, or your controls fluid, sorry. As long as you can keep your controls fluid, I have no problem with you losing a few frames every now and again. A little bit of texture pop in there. That was a little odd, but not that big of a deal. It keeps the collectibles you already found between levels, so you don't have to go collecting them all again, which is nice. Let's go play a level I haven't played yet. And we'll see how I do. We're probably going to do terribly, but oh well. Another notable thing is the game's fantastic soundtrack. It was made by David Wise, the man who composed Donkey Kong Country, and while I have never personally played any of the Donkey Kong Country games because my backlog is so long that it would make the Great Wall of China scream out in despair. But I haven't played Donkey Kong Country, but this is still a really nice sounding soundtrack. It fits the theme, it is just lovely in every sense of the word, and I really do like it. Hang on, hang on. Almost got it, almost got it, almost got it. I got it. Poor Noodle. What? Why do I have to put Noodle through that? That's... When you feel sorry for the cartoon snake, you know you've done well. And also, he's a vegetarian. The game's loading screen points that out. It never even needs to tell you that in game. It's just a nice little hint, and it's just... It works. It works really well. Alright, let's curl around this. Okay, we curl around, and now we pull back up, and now we just... leg it to the other side because I'm about to die. Nope, I fell off. I'm dead. So it's going to put me right back at the beginning of the level. And... yeah, I have to collect that one there again, but we won't worry about that. You don't, as far as I'm aware, you don't need collectibles to continue on or anything. You just, as long as you get the 3 pieces and get to the end of the level, you're good. There is another issue I have with this game, and that's the camera controls. The camera controls aren't great. They tend to have problems with, oh god, not again. Hang on, I'm alright, I'm alright. If I just climb up this wall, I got it. Yep, there we are. I'm fine, I'm fine. Stop burning my ass. The game's camera is slow, and you can't really change that. And sometimes it can get stuck behind walls really easily, and it's kind of frustrating to deal with. There's the green piece. And it's just kind of annoying, honestly. Hang on. I'll just get you up on here so we're ready to go. Nope, hang on. Just curl around and go straight up. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Please stop humping everything. And there we are. Now we have to get up there and get this talisman piece. I haven't even seen any coins yet. The bars is going to be hard to find. But as I was saying, the camera's slow and you can't change how fast the camera moves, which... two sins. The third sin, though, is that the game does actually offer you the ability to reset your camera, and it also offers you the ability to change your camera's view. So if I hit the R1 or the R button on the Switch controller, I apologize, you can see that the camera's a bit further away now, but it takes so long to do anything that for the first second or two after you press the button, it feels like that it doesn't even notice what the bloody hell you're doing. So yeah, as you can see, I hit the button and it took like 3 seconds for any noticeable camera movement to happen. It was weird. I'm not entirely sure why the camera is so slow in this game, but it is. You do have a couple of other moves, like the bird will pick up your tail if you want it to, so you can be out of the way for specific things. Where are the other pieces? There's the one up there, so I'm going to have to go up these, aren't I? Just get some slithering up to get some speed up. But on top of these relatively few complaints, like a frame rate that isn't entirely stable and... oh dear, nope, there's a hidden thing in here. Little crab that just pops away, and there's a... ooh, there's a coin. I'll get that while I'm here, although I'm probably not going to make it out of this area alive, but we'll give it a shot anyway. There we go. Oh no, it actually lets you go up and out. Alright, I'll do that. But yeah, other than these little complaints, Snake Pass is legitimately a lot of fun. The controls are smooth, the physics make sense, and they are actually quite difficult to deal with. Camera's really fucking me right now though. But yeah, the game itself is a lot of fun to play. Checkpoint. And I don't have a problem recommending it no matter what platform you're on. I mean, if it runs this well on the Switch, I imagine it's fine on PlayStation 4 or PC or... does Xbox One have a copy of this? It might. Probably would. I don't see why it wouldn't. But yeah, either way, it's a really fun game. Come on, Mr. Snack. Come on, Mr. Snack. There we go. Good little Mr. Snack. Alright. Let's go get that. I imagine if I fall on the fire, I'll just instantly die. So, let's just grab that and then immediately come back to the left. There we go. Where's the final piece? It should be glowing yellow somewhere around this world. Lovely skybox, too. That's a great skybox. Excuse me. It's a low-res skybox, but it's a lovely skybox. Alright. Okay, I assume we're going to have to curl around here and try not to fall off the... never mind. Yep, I have to go and get that again now. Great. That checkpoint system could use a little bit of patching, honestly. Like, there might be a puzzle later on where it's like you won't be on safe ground, so you can't, you can't do anything other than the fixed checkpoints. It might be like that later on, but the game's earlier puzzles at the very least don't seem to be anything like that, so I'm not entirely sure why they have the checkpoint system the way that they do, but I won't argue too heavily against it. Okay, apparently I'm supposed to come down here and then get on this, so let's do this properly this time. My phone's going off. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yep, okay. My controller went and turned off. Alright. And I've missed the cycle and now I have to wait for the next one. Great. Come on. Alright, let's do this. Fantastic! Alright. Away we go again. I'm gonna have to find another way across that gap, because apparently I just can't handle this one. I can't just handle this way, but... alright. Notably, the game gives you all your moves, like, as soon as you start... Well, not so much as soon as you start playing, but, like, at the end of the first world is when you get the ability to swim, and you don't need to swim beforehand. So, you basically have everything you need to know right from the beginning, and it's quite nice, actually. Alright, then. Alright, come on. Wrap around. Alright. And there's a checkpoint right there, because of course there is. Come on. I'm dead. It's alright, the checkpoint's right there, and I've already got... I did get the piece, didn't I? I did. I actually forgot that I didn't get the piece after I respawned at the checkpoint. I had to go through the entire bloody level again just to get to the piece that I missed. It was frustrating. Alright. Come on, you little snack. Get it. And immediately head back. And sit on the checkpoint. Where are the coins in this level? Oh, there's one there. How the hell am I supposed to get to that? If I was to just... Well, whatever I was trying there, it very clearly didn't work. So, let's just go and find the gate before I make even more of an idiot of myself, because controlling the physics in this game actually does require a bit of finesse, which I don't have because it's me we're talking about. There's the gate. You've got to be kidding. I apologize, I thought I heard someone at my door. Right, up we go. That was the end of the video anyway, but... nevertheless, that was a quick look at Snake Pass. Or Snack Pass, as I've come to affectionately call it. It's really good. The camera could do with a little bit of fixing. And the checkpoint system could do with a little bit of retweaking, but at the same time, the rest of it is really good. The physics work really well. It's a really cool idea. They've got some well-designed levels, and it's a lot of fun. I hit retry instead of exit. My bad. There we go. I need to get used to where X and Y are on this controller. So used to the Xbox. But yeah. This is a good game, and I fully recommend it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.